We're asked here to graph this line by creating a table of values, and a little note first that we can choose any x or y coordinates from our grid to complete the table. So we're going to assume that these are counting by whole integers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth. Our positive and negative x-axis, our positive and negative y-axis. So it's always a good idea to choose a positive value and a negative value for x, just to make sure that we're doing the right thing with our integers. So I'm going to pick, how about -2, 0, and 1 for my 3 points, my 3 x values to plug in. So we take our equation, y equals -x plus 2, and we're going to set up 3 different situations where we're plugging this x value in for the number that we're using in for the variable x. So our first one, we're going to have y equals negative, and then our x value, -2 minus 2. And notice we have a negative negative, or minus minus, so that gives us 2 minus 2, which equals 0. So when we plug in -2, when we plug in -2, we get 0 for our y value, -2, 0, which we can graph here. There's our first point. Our second one, we're going to plug in a 0 for x, so y equals -0 minus 2. There's no such thing as -0, that's just 0 minus 2, which is -2. So when we plug in 0 for our x value, we get -2 for our y value, 0, -2, that would be here. And our last one, x equals 1, so we have y equals -x, so 1 minus 2. -1 minus 2 is -3. So when we plug in our x value of 1, we get -3 for y. 1, -3. Positive 1 down to -3. And then we'll use our straight edge to connect those points, and we should get a line that looks approximately like this. We want to extend the line through our graph and put arrowheads on each end.